Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news. It's Chris, and today we're going to be discussing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but the future of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, since unlike WandaVision, this series has a promised second season, which is a very unique happening in the MCU, as are the Disney Plus shows in total, but it does bring up some questions as to how will it all fit together, how will it work, where do Sam and Bucky fit in potential future films and movies, and what can we expect in a second season of a Disney Plus series that is focused specifically on MCU characters like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And on top of that, we have quotes from Sebastian Stan talking about his involvement in the future of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So we'll cover all of that in this episode. If you haven't heard, we are doing a Falcon and the Winter Soldier Captain America Shield giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to this channel and subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder YouTube channel as well. We'll be picking a random comment from a video at the end of the month to determine the winner, so good luck. So let's start off by talking about how the MCU is currently set up. The way it has been working with Phase 4 recently, and because of the pandemic, is all we have had are Disney Plus series and the television shows, namely WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Next coming out will be the Loki series, but we're also anticipating on getting the Black Widow movie. Now, this weird setup where we're getting only TV shows and haven't been getting movies is primarily and exclusively rather due to the COVID pandemic and that kind of closing down movie theaters, and then on top of that, Disney's unwillingness to release these on Disney Plus and waiting for a theatrical release. So we only have TV shows because that's all that we can really get right now. But overall, Disney wants to be able to release movies and hybrid TV shows that all exist in the same universe. Kevin Feige is on the record saying that you need to have Disney Plus if you want to be able to follow the MCU to its completion. So you're not going to be able to understand everything that's going on if you don't watch these Disney Plus shows. They are that important for the future of the MCU and everything going around in these connected universes, right? So we know for a fact that WandaVision is going to be heavily connected to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We already know this. Kevin Feige again confirmed this when he said that Elizabeth Olsen was off in London filming this series during the last Disney Investors Day event. So there really should be no confusion as to whether or not I need to see the Disney Plus series in order to know what's going on in the next movies, because the answer is yes. You do. If you aren't watching them and if you aren't able to follow them, you're going to be a little confused when these characters pop up and all of a sudden different things have happened and you don't know why. These Disney Plus shows are paramountly important and exclusively a part of the MCU. Good, we've established that and we understand that, but what exactly can we expect in these Disney Plus series that will help build us on forward to a bigger, brighter, better MCU? And that is kind of answered to us by the fact that we're getting a sequel for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which, unlike WandaVision, which we've already said, is in fact getting a second season. So why would Falcon and the Winter Soldier get a second season but not WandaVision? And that's where it comes down to what the direction of the MCU requires and how they're planning on releasing these different films or TV series or episodes, whether they're long, short, or even longer because they're on television. It all depends on what they need. There needed to be a connection to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and Wanda, how she becomes the Scarlet Witch. This story had to be told, and I think doing it through a series was the best way to give a very cool, in-depth story and a look at who Scarlet Witch really is. And then, of course, with the Darkhold at the end, connecting that over to the Doctor Strange sequel. So there really isn't a opportunity or a need for a Scarlet Witch series or a WandaVision series because that's already all happened and completed. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bucky's and Sam's story can have a continuation that we haven't quite seen yet, especially since we haven't seen the finale of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So the MCU needs to continue on with that story, and the way the first season ends is with Falcon becoming Captain America. At least, that's what we're all assuming, right? So moving forward into other MCU projects, after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that take place after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, those will have Sam as Captain America, assuming that's how this series ends. And Bucky, however, his stay ends at the end of this series. We're yet to find out exactly where these characters end up and what the story is for them moving forward. But however it does land, that is how it's going to be in the movies moving forward. So all in all, these are really cool additions to the MCU, allowing for Kevin Feige and for the other directors to tell a more in-depth story, for them to open up on more specific details about characters, and that we can get a look at them that we wouldn't have time to do in one movie. So I do find that very cool and very enjoyable, but it makes you wonder if a second season for Falcon and the Winter Soldier shows up, are they going to pick up right where they left off with Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Or are they going to jump ahead based off of Sam and Bucky's involvement in future movies? Which is where it starts to get kind of cool and a little complicated. But we do have an interesting quote from Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he demonstrates exactly how the MCU operates. During a recent interview with Collider, Sebastian Stan was asked about whether he heard anything about an upcoming season for Disney Plus, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. To which Sebastian responded, "No, we have not." And I'll tell you that honestly, we have not. As per usual, I don't quite know what the next step is. We never really do. Maybe some people do, maybe Robert Downing Jr. used to know, I don't know. Which further makes the whole idea of a second season more interesting, because how could it be Falcon and the Winter Soldier if we don't know for sure if the Winter Soldier is going to be involved? So again, it's possible they can change the title of the entire series and China make a different direction for it and focus on Captain America and his adventures, and Bucky can show up. But overall, we don't know the direction of the MCU or even the timeline for when a second season would play out. However, we do know for a fact that Sebastian Stan is more than willing to play this role even further, because as Sebastian Stan explains to us, he had a conversation with Kevin Feige that went like this. I got on the phone with him just to catch up, and I was saying to him, dude, you could tell me to go swim underwater, I'll do anything, it doesn't matter. Or if that is it, my heart is just as big. So he is more than willing to do anything that Kevin Feige instructs him or asks him to do for the future and the betterment of the MCU. But also, if that is the end of the storyline for Bucky, he is also content and his heart is just as big and he is happy with the storyline. So depending on how it ends or what plans they have for Bucky in the future of the MCU, whether that's Thunderbolts or hanging out with Captain America / Sam a little bit longer, it will be interesting to see how these Disney Plus series play and fit into the new MCU that we are experiencing unfold every day as passing episodes and shows are released. Overall, I am a huge fan of the Disney Plus series. The idea of having series for each character and kind of going into further details for them and then combining that with the future of the MCU and the big release movies is brilliant and gives us more Marvel. We have so many new projects coming out within just the next year and a lot to be excited for as fans. But let me know what you think about the series. Are you excited for future Disney Plus series, and do you think that they have been a success and a good idea? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can enter the giveaway for the Captain America shield. And as always, thank you to everybody who watched till the very end of the video. We'll catch you in the next upload right here on Cosmic Culture.